So guys, this is my fabric. It is folded into two, and this is the folded edge. As you can see, I'm just going to show you the length that I'll be working with. I'm working with the length of 36 inches. Okay, that's how long I want this shift dress to be. So once that is done, the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to draw my starting point, the line that will act as my starting point, and also the line that will act as my shoulder. So from the starting point, I'm marking down 9 inches, which is my armhole depth. Okay, then I'll connect this with a straight line like so. Now this one becomes my armhole depth. Yeah, now from the shoulder, I'm going to mark down my waistline. You can measure your shoulder to your waist, which is 16 inches. That's what I've just marked here. Then I'll be connecting that with a straight line to get my waistline, like so. Now from the waist, I'm gonna mark down 8 inches to get my hip line. So the next thing we're doing here is to mark our neck width, which is 3 inches, and the neck depth, which is 3 inches for the front and 2 inches for the back. Okay, 2 inches for the back neckline, 3 inches for the front neckline. Yeah, now after getting our necklines like so, the next thing I'm going to do is to mark my shoulder measurement divided by 2. Shoulder to shoulder divided by 2. Mine is 7.5 plus half an inch, that is 8. Then I'm adding in my sleeve length, which is 8. So you're adding your sleeve length to the shoulder because it's a joined sleeve. We're not cutting the sleeve separately. Okay, I hope you understand. This is a shift dress. Yeah, now on my sleeve length, I'm dropping down by 1 inch to get my shoulder slant. Then I'll be joining this to the edge of my neckline. So after that, you are moving to your armhole depth, this line, and you're marking your bust circumference divided by 4 plus 1 inch is allowance. Then you're going to mark your waist circumference divided by 4 plus 1.5 inch is allowance on your waistline. And on your hip line, you're marking your hip circumference divided by 4 plus 1.5 inch is allowance. And you're duplicating what you have on the hip line, you're duplicating that on your hemline. From this part where we created our shoulder slant, you're going to mark down your bicep, your sleeve opening, okay? So my sleeve opening is 13 inches. I measured round my bicep. So I'm dividing 13 divided by 2, I get 6.5, which I've marked there. Then I'm just joining it with a straight line like so. So you see this point, the point that I've just marked, this one, I'm connecting it to the point I marked on my waist, the outer point I marked on my waistline. Okay, I'm joining it to the outer point I marked on my waist in a curve, as you can see me doing. Then I'm going ahead to join the outer points on my hip line and on my hemline. The next thing is to cut out this pattern or this fabric. So make sure you're cutting out the back neckline, not the front one, because this piece is the back. It's going to serve as the back part of the shift dress. So I'm gonna cut out like so. Moving on to the front, I have 2 different pieces. I've cut them out and I've laid them on the table right sides facing, and I'm gonna ahead to stitch them, to join them by stitching. As you can see, I'm sure you can see the stitches. Now I'm grabbing my back pattern that I did cut out earlier, and I'm placing it on top of this front one, the one that we will be using for the front. So I'm placing the back on it and I'm pinning it down like so. Then I'll be cutting it out. So you're going to go ahead and name the pieces. This one is the back one, and I'm going to unpin it and remove it, then name the other one the front one. So you are naming them just not to confuse. So this is the front one. So I'm opening up the front one like so. Then I'm going to iron it at this joining point so that I can have a neat finish. Once I was done ironing, this is what my piece is looking like. So I'm going to fold it in again, then I'm going to mark to go deeper with my front neckline. So I marked about 1.5 or 2 inches down, and I did cut it out to create a deeper neckline because this is the front neckline. The next thing is to add in our pocket. So I'm marking down my waistline, which is 16 inches, just to determine where I'm going to place in my pocket. This is my pocket. It is 11 by 9, 11 inches long, 9 inches wide, and I've folded all round except for the top, which I've folded in, and I've also gone ahead to stitch the top part because it will act as the pocket opening. So this is where I'm going to place my pocket. I'm going to stitch it all round except for the top. So this is my pocket after stitching. You can see it has already formed, and you can even put in some money. So that is how it is looking, so beautiful. So the next thing we are going to do is to create the facing for the back, and this is how we are going to do it. You're going to fold the piece into 2, and also I'm going to grab my piece that will act as my facing, and I'm also folding it into 2. Then you're placing it like this, and you can hold this part with a pin if your fabric is moving. So then you're going to cut it out, as you can see me doing. You're going to trace it out and cut it out like this. So this is how the facing is looking. Now we are grabbing the front piece again, and you're placing the facing on it like this, right size facing. Then I'm going to stitch. After stitching, this is how it is looking. Now I'm going to notch it all round like so, after which I'm going to top stitch this part. I'm going to pack it on the facing, then I'm going to top stitch it just to make everything look neat. This is what it is looking like after top stitching. You can see the way the nini is sitting very well on the main part of the top. Now this is my back piece, and I've gone ahead to cut the facing, and I'm going to stitch it like so. Then as usual, I'm going to notch it and pack it on the facing, then top stitch. Just like we did on the front, we are repeating the full front procedure on this back piece. This is how fabulous the back piece is looking. You can see the facing is sitting there very nice. Now you're placing the front on the back, as you can see me doing. So that is what you're doing next. Then what you're going to do is to join the shoulders and the sides. Then we will hem the bottom and the sleeves, and that will be it for this video. So this is how the dress is looking after stitching, after joining the shoulder and the sides. Now I'm just going to hem the sleeves like so, and then on the hemline I'm going to hem it like so. So this marks the end of the video, guys. Remember to like, subscribe, comment and share. Till next time, guys. Bye.